welcome back to my channel. My name is Swamp Rose, and today I am continuing my podcast where I cover the Idaho4 case, otherwise known as the case against Bryan Kohberger. And let's get right into it.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little speculating for the people that are following this case who are anxiously awaiting for some of those documents to get uploaded from the court clerk to the Idaho Judicial Cases of Interest website. We don't know what this hearing is about, but I want to speculate in this video that possibly it could be for sanctions that the defense is trying to put on the prosecution. And one of those possibilities could be for the withholding of exculpatory evidence. We know that there was still about 6% of metadata that the defense was looking for as late as September 6th. So it could be that. What else could it be? Let me show you a couple things.
What people keep coming back to is the possibility of exculpatory evidence being withheld. Now, I've gone over in many of my recent live streams the possibility of metadata that hasn't been handed over yet, simply because of what we've heard expert witness Cy Ray say. What we do know from the evidence that we've seen, that there is a distinct possibility that exculpatory evidence could have been withheld. Okay, let me go full screen so you can really read this. So I have two different posts here. And in this one, this is a quote from the Chapins. Let me read this to you. I'm quoting from another poster, said here about Stacy Chapin. He had said on November 17th interview, apparently she got this information from one of the young guys who was called to the house before Ellie arrived. She said, BF said she heard loud male voices, Ethan's being one. There was a lot of yelling with guys. Murphy was heard barking. Sounds like furniture getting knocked around. And then a loud thud. After the thud, it appeared to be silent. BF thought it was a drunk frat guys arguing and roughhousing, but she did not say she was scared. And then these are further verification, not only showing the Facebook post and it being reposted on X by this Paula Moon lady. And then you hear, right here, we have a plunder video called 1122 King Road Home Target, Ethan's mom surviving Moscow, Idaho roommates heard. And then it has the actual transcript from plunder. So just to kind of bring you some receipts, this was actually said. Now, I'm not saying that this is exculpatory evidence, but I'm bringing this up as an example of something Batanti might have thought was exculpatory. Now, the only other place we've ever heard exculpatory evidence that Bethany possesses is from that Mirror article in the UK, where it says that she witnessed a naked man running by her door. But by nature, this could quite literally be exculpatory simply for the fact that it contradicts what is said in the PCA in a few different ways. Number one, if Bethany downstairs heard what she thought were male voices arguing, it's interesting what Dylan reported that was put in the PCA, because she mentions none of that. She mentions none of the furniture noises. She doesn't mention the thud. The thud is mentioned when they talk about the camera that just was triggered and came on. So Bethany hearing multiple males, maybe that's exculpatory. I've heard other people say that if the Mirror article is real and she really did see a naked man, well, a man clad in black and a naked man are two different things. That could be exculpatory. It all might make sense with the full testimony, but it could be that these little contradictions are what the defense is going after. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this could be what just talking about? It also brings up another question to me. And this is going to be a very triggering subject. I'm going to forewarn you before I go into it. This is not to bash the roommates. This is to ask questions about the crime scene. I'm about to show you a very triggering post, but to piggyback on what we're saying here, that there was a party, there were noises that were similar to a frat party spillover. What about this? I'm going to go full screen so you can see this better. Okay, this is a post that I made. It says, can you help me confirm this post? What do we make of this post? From my search so far, it appears real. Thank you for looking. And honestly, everyone that looked at this, and that includes some people who, we debate and sometimes have some critical debate with, such as Viviana, people have come and confirmed this post to me. So this is very interesting, folks, and I would love to get your opinions below. There was a lot of conversation about it in the community posts. Let's read. This post goes on to say, my company did the cleanup for it. I didn't see it personally, but my guys were in there. I did read the estimate, though. Here's what I can tell you. Ethan and Xana fought for their fucking lives. It was the largest biohazard job I've ever gotten. My estimator had to go in and do it by hand, room by room. We were not allowed to use our technology. No pictures, no, I think it says docu sketch. Sorry, guys. Docu sketch. He said he didn't sleep for 3 days. The guys all signed NDAs, and they were complete pros. P.S. Fuck the media. Vultures. They harassed me and my guys for months. It was awful. And then you can see the rest of the chain here. A woman named Eva asked who paid for the cleanup, and Joe says, U of I, the owner of the house, donated the house to the university. So I guess I've heard from a few people in these instances, it's always the person who owns the home that flips the bill. So I guess when they had been there, it looks like U of I had already purchased the home. So I just want to go over a couple things about this post. Number one of the reasons why I had other people bring this in to help me vet or verify this post is because I couldn't quite understand why the techs that did the cleanup were required to sign an NDA, but the owner of the company who did the estimating and read what they did was not required to abide by or sign an NDA. I just wonder, is that typical? Do they, limit who they have sign the NDA? I just found it very odd that anyone who was reviewing that material, especially if they weren't allowing any of the company's own technology, that everybody involved in that wouldn't have to have an NDA signed. That's why I at first didn't think this post was valid, but it looks like it is. And so a couple questions come up. We heard the original post from the Chapins saying what Bethany heard downstairs. And now we're hearing about this incredible crime scene. It makes my head spin because I think of a few different things. It's like, okay, well, that kind of backs up. Why in the PCA are we not hearing, the noises we hear are like dog playing, crying, whimpering, a male voice saying something to the effect of, I'm here to help you. A voice upstairs that said there's someone here that the police thought possibly came from the second floor. A voice upstairs saying there's someone here that the police had thought could possibly be Xana on the second floor. With all these noises mentioned, why no mention of this battle or fight ensuing? And that's one thing. Another thing that it brings up is, okay, well, we hear the description of the crime scene. If that's so, then that morning when, and again, we don't know where DM ended up that night. She could have ended up in Bethany's room and left out that bottom door. But if she was on the second floor, by what we just read, would she not have stumbled on the crime scene? And if she did stumble on the crime scene, why was the first person on the scene friends of the victims and not the paramedics? Now, I'm going to give the counter argument to that, which was Ethan had some sort of study group. So Hunter may have been on his way over there already. They may have had plans and he may have come over on his own. I haven't necessarily confirmed that. Nonetheless, the whole unconscious person, I just wonder, how did that whole morning play out? I want to know. None of us can say how that morning played out, but I would like to hear your perceptions down below. I would love to hear what you think. And what do you think after you read these? Do these mean nothing? One other thing I'd like to bring up, though, is by the description of the crime scene and by description of what BF heard, it makes me think about how that other security cam that came on at 417 got triggered. And what I'm thinking now is possibly it could have been due to noise. Now, I've heard people in the comments from these posts say, well, Noise doesn't set off these home security systems. I can tell you right now, I was a customer of ADT for like 4 years, and that home security system 100% did get set off on a couple of occasions regarding noise. I had some neighbors who were shooting off fireworks one night. Possibly they shot off a quarter stick. I don't know. But the thud kind of shook my house a little bit. It was loud enough that my security cams turned on. Now, that was a very loud noise. So I just wanted to share that personal experience that my outdoor security cams came on one time from fireworks. So it's possible. Anything's possible. It is possible. A noise set it off, or it could be the early rumors that we've heard that a cat knocked over a trash can and they got set off. So we don't know, but I want to know what you think. Drop it in the chat below. I'm always interested in what you have to say. Please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about these posts. Let me know if you think these hearings were for possible sanctions on the prosecution, and if they were for prosecutorial sanctions, what do you think for? Do you think it's for withholding exculpatory evidence? Drop it in the chat. And other than that, I just want to say I really appreciate you tuning in to watch my video today. I am a viewer-driven channel, and I know how important my community is. I know that without you, this channel is nothing. So I appreciate your viewership. So I ask for nothing in return. I just really appreciate your viewership, but I would love it if you hit that like button. It really does help me as a creator put this video in front of another person, and I would be honored if you subscribe to me. I try to put out content daily, and yeah, I'd love for you to hit that notification bell too, because I go live and it's not always on a schedule. So yeah, if you'd like to catch me in the live chat and talk to me directly, I'd love to hear that. One other thing, I'm going to link my Discord server in the comments section below. And if you'd like to join my free Discord server, it's an awesome community. We keep the chat going 24/7, and we'd love for you to be part of it. So peace, and I hope you have a great day.